Hello everyone, I'm Patricia Rojas and we're going to start right now. So we're going to talk about database concepts and we're going to talk about tables, how to make the fields inside the tables and how to record them. SQL statement is what we're going to use. So first of all, SQL is what it means, structured query language, and it's all about tables of data. You know how to create a list and a list on the other side and another one, and you make a table to compare prices or something. It's the same but in the computer. So what you use to create it are keywords, identifiers, and constants. So the keyword is what we use to construct a statement. Usually you use select, from, and where. Here's an example. You have select, from, and where. And you use identifiers like the name we give to that data. So with this identifier we find what we're selecting and from and where. So we select the name from whatever it is what we're looking for and where. And the constants, it would be like the number, because it's what we're looking for. In this example, this means that from a list or from a table, we're gonna select the name from all the teams that are listed, that are on the table, the teams that have the ID 9. This is what this selection means. This statement is just to select from that table. Let's imagine it's a table of 100. It will only select the ones with the ID equals 9. So we use clauses if we want to talk about it, and a clause is a portion of an SQL statement. So in the same statement from before, we have select name from teams where ID equals 9. So the select clause would be select name, and then we have the clause from teams, and we have the where clause that is formed with where, the ID, and the 9 equals 9. So we have to be careful because sometimes we make mistakes and we forget to put the first thing together. Okay, we need to use the correct keyword, the correct identifier, and the correct constants. So, if we write only from teams where ID equals 9, select name, it won't be in order, and the computer will mark an error, and the database system won't run. And it will tell us there's a syntax error because we're using it in this example. We're using it select name from teams and where, but it is not in the correct order. So if we change the order, the statement won't work. Ew. Sorry. So the statements have two different ways to say. A data definition language, or DDL, is to create, the first part, I mean, like the name of the table and its different columns. And DML, or data manipulation language, is to use the next information, the actual data of the table. So to create a statement is to think of a tabular structure. So a table of data looks exactly like you will expect it to. I like a table. So this is how it looks like. What we look is from the table named teams. We have the ID, the name, and the conference. And each row represents an item. An item that has an ID, a name, and a conference. And each column in a row represents a property of the item. So to create a table, we use the create table, and for this specific table we use the name teams, and we create the different, let me call it, columns, and they're separated by a comma. So we start by a new ID, the way we're gonna input the data, in this case is an integer, not null. This is on a special property, and primary key. And same goes with name. This is the name of the new column. Bar chart, it's another property of this name, is with words and not null. And so we go on and on. So to create the rest of the information inside, we use this information. So we insert information into the teams table, and we make it remember that we are using an ID, a name, and a conference, and we use it in the same way we are writing it. It doesn't matter if we put it upside down, but we have to do it in the right way, in the right place. ID with ID, conference with conference, and name with name. So that's what we do. We insert values that makes the different row. So varchar is also called variant character, and we can use null or not null, because this is the first constraint that we should think about for any column. So if it's true or it's not, then it will immediately show us the information we're looking for. So if we are looking for more information about this, we can read more about it in chapter 9 of the book we're studying right now, Simply SQL. And also record. We can record the data we have, like the one who's using the information. So we created a database and we want to know like how many books are being read on an online library. So we create our table with all the books, the author, and all the things you need to know about the book. Okay, here it is. For example, after you created the table, you want to keep track of your books. You might want to track the following attributes: title, the author, the subject, the book ID. So we use this row type to look for it, and we use it in different ways. It will tell us like this, like table-based records. It will look for, in this case, it declares what customer is using that book. So here it is, select into customer, all the customers that have been recorded. It shows us their information from customers, select from where it's again, and we put, well, we're going to learn about all this output later, but it is good to know that we can find the information we're looking for if we want to. Also, if we want to know only the names of the customers that have been using the same book, not only just one information, it comes all. And also, if you are looking for your information and you are not finding it in an easy way, we can look for it. And it's a little more tricky, but it would look like this. All the information will come for it. We just have to learn how to declare all these statements so we can find all the things that have been recorded. It records either we want it or not, so it's good to know. So thank you for watching, and thank you for being here, and if I'm mistaken in something, please correct me. We're all here to learn.